Hello and welcome to my channel. Today's video will be short and sweet because we're only going to talk about one blush, but it's a very special blush. This is the Prisme Libre Blush 4-color loose powder blush. So this is by Givenchy and this is actually, like it says, a loose powder blush. So you may be familiar with these. These are their loose powders. There are 4 shades in each one. And they're supposed to counteract certain aspects of your skin like redness or dullness. So each color has its own function and together they make for a perfect face powder. These things are actually pretty big. I'll hold them next to my head. And pretty thick as well. So when I saw the new blush on the side, I was very curious how big they were going to be. So this is the size of the packaging. And this is the actual blush. So there's quite the difference. And there should be. I mean, you don't need that much of a blush. The packaging is slightly different. This one has a sort of velvety, well, I'm not really sure, faux leather, I would say this is. And this one has mirrored packaging with the pink logo on top. So these powders, at least the face powders, they come with a little cotton round applicator. And I'm going to assume that that's also the case with the blush. So as you can see, I did my whole face, but I didn't put on any bronzer, blush or highlight. And I'm just going to put on the blush with you right now. And indeed, it does have the little sponge, which says Givenchy. You can barely get 2 fingers in this little thing, but that's okay. The thing is, I'm going to peel off the sticker and I'm going to apply it the way they say you should. And you'll immediately see what the problem with this is. So this is all very cute. You take your little puff, you take your little powder, you do like this, and then it appears, the logo appears. And now I stamp the logo on my cheek. And that's the problem. It doesn't, now you have 4 different colors on your cheek instead of the one color they're supposed to be when you combine them. So now I'm taking my blush brush and I'm spreading out the product. And this does work, luckily. I've seen people use this technique with the powder and then later on in the video I saw they still had the little G's on their face. So, but this blended out perfectly. Still, this really isn't the ideal way to apply this. Even though it is very cute. Oh, by the way, I have the shade number 1, Mousseline Lila. And this was the most pinky purple of the 6 shades that were available. They ranged from, well, this depth till quite a lot deeper. And there were some nudes, some more red tones, some more peachy tones, and then this pinky one. And I always go for the pinky blush, I think. So this is what it looks like. I think it's beautiful. There's a little bit of shine. Let me use the same technique on the other cheek and now blend it out with the little applicator. I have to say this works out pretty well. I don't think I can see the marks in my skin. I did use a pretty matte foundation. I used the Airbrush Flawless by Charlotte Tilbury and I did use a little bit of setting powder on top. So I think that's crucial if you want to use the little applicator. But this looks very pretty. Usually with the other powder, I just put a little bit in the cap. And then I take my brush and I apply. But with this, I think it's actually possible because the area that you apply the blush is so small it is actually possible to do it this way. I must say this shade is actually a lot deeper than I was expecting. I'm going to apply just a little bit more so you can really see the color, but I really don't need it. I do love this blush with this eyeshadow. This is Lethal, by the way. What a beautiful blush. So yeah, I was prepared to tell you that you shouldn't use this method and that it's gimmicky, but that the color is beautiful or something like that. But I actually think this works out perfectly. I'll blend it out a little bit. There you have it, that's the blush applied. I'm still not convinced that you need a powder blush, a loose powder blush. I think the convenience of, the compact blushes are just a lot more convenient. But I really do like the effect that this one gives. And I like the color that these 4 shades make. So these are the 4 shades that come in this little quadrant. And I do really like the mirror with the pink logo. That's a very nice touch. So that's it. That's all my thoughts on this product. I think it retails for, I want to say 40 euros. Could be a little bit more. I'm really not sure anymore. I think it was 47.95, so it's pretty expensive. You can actually almost get a powder for that price. But it is beautiful, and if you like a certain shade and if you don't mind the loose powder aspect, then I would definitely recommend this one. So thank you so much for watching my short and sweet video. I hope to see you in the next one, and bye.